Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide cumulative gathering of consents for every child, woman, and man to ratify and enact into law worldwide the all-inclusive replacement system of money and law worldwide. As outlined on the consenting website of divine-gpms.world, it is imperative that all worldwide take a couple of minutes and consent to add your accord, children included.
Greetings to everyone. We are on January 4th, 2026, Divine-gpms.world Open Public Worldwide Meeting. And today our proposed subject, it is about the benefits of GPMS. Just I let the people to know before, everything that I saw for years on the freedom movement, it is covered by GPMS. So GPMS, it's all-inclusive system and it's absolutely for everyone. And it is the only one way to end the poverty and the slavery worldwide. Thank you so much to for everyone that see this video, and also to everyone that participate today, as we have leaders, GPMS leaders for all over the world. Some they have camera closed. This is the reason that they cannot be seen during the meeting, but they are with us. And also we have the founder, Rick Jewers, High Priest of Melchizedek Order, and he's with us on Earth, and we need him here because GPMS, it is extremely important, and because GPMS, it is the way for humanity and for the planet Earth, and GPMS, it's supported by Rick Jewers. And Rick Jewers, it's basically the one that delivered the first message, and starting from there, every others should gather. So, Rick, my pleasure all the time to be with you in meeting. What I can say, we need GPMS today. You know that, I know that, but many people are not informed about GPMS. So today we'll have also the opportunity, and in every meeting since now, we'll have the opportunity to share the benefits of GPMS because are many. All the freedom movement, it's sharing problems, and we know that they have not the solution, even that many of them, they have a good heart, but they do not have the solution on their hand, unfortunately. And what I see exactly as you mentioned too, and what I posted in the last weeks, it is a Christ revival worldwide. So this is also, as you mentioned, in preparation for GPMS to start. And thank you so much that during the divine time you are with us on Earth, and please let us know more about where the humanity is with the ascension. This is the most important, because the people, if the people see, they may react. So it is very, very important for the people to start to see, to be awake. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, sister. I am who I say I am. However, there's so many other brothers and sisters likewise that are here. We all comprise the divine ground crew at getting this done. So, yes, let's say I was the initial messenger to bring it and collect all the other brothers and sisters so we take this home and take humanity home. So each one of you has an equal important position with this. I stand as a guardian, the same as all of you, to get this done. Now, one thing, what I will say is not all of what you think is humanity is going forward. And again, the truth of that, not every what you think is a human being out there is not an actual soul. And this is the truth. And this has been spoken about and known by many. that, for example, some things in the Bible alludes to some very important things, as with the Beatitudes, if you will, and Christ, what he had said, there are men made by men that are not souls, is what he meant. And in this great time, those ones do not go forward. They do not have souls. This is one explanation. The other explanation is revealed in Ephesians um, chapter 6, verse 12, if you will, and a few verses surrounding that, where it lets humanity know that they are not dealing fully with flesh and blood, that there was the other evil force. And I will say was because I don't wish to energize it in this reality, even though
Mhm.
it's more and more blatantly being exposed and revealed to the people. Because one of the things in this great time, the evil also has to judge itself in front of the people. And it does that through its insidious um, atrocities, if you will, and its actions and its deeds. And more specifically, the aggression and anything that creates conflict at any level. So, having said this, these forces, if you will, are very real. However, they are limited to such a degree that they are almost out of fuel, if you will. And having said this, while they judge themselves with their actions, our job with GPMS is to collect all of the divine good souls that are going forward, bring everyone together because this is the new world, the heaven on earth, and it's happening right here on earth. However, the separation of the wheat from the chaff, the light from the dark, must occur, for the new world contains no darkness or any evil. So this is divinely ascertained. It is playing out and it is very real. So, having said that, GPMS is all inclusive. It contains everything for everyone to live a peaceful, abundant, comfortable, equal, free, healthy, harmonious, beautiful life in existence here on earth. So it has everything to do this and provide it. And of course, eradicating poverty worldwide once we have the majority agreement to whatever amount that majority may be. So again, before we come on here, if you look, I like to use the numbers. If you look worldwide, humanity thinks there's about 8 billion human souls. That is not correct. On Earth, there is about 6 billion human souls. Now, every day in these end times, there is things that are occurring, which also means that it doesn't need to mean, let's say, that we have the majority vote of 3 billion today, because we need to also look at with the population of 6 billion, and we take 3.1 billion as half of that population, what is also given on Earth, that out of that 3.1 population, if you will, let's say at least one third or more of that is children. And the way that things worked on Earth, it was usually adults, what they considered usually over the age of 16 or 18, that were eligible voters. So when you calculate this in, you bring the amount much lower. But also, we cannot limit the divine proportions of this, meaning the actual real effects of an enlightened one, if you will, and a divine one affecting, let's say, at least 1 million. And when you do that further math, if you will, it can take you down to having about 8,000 divine enlightened ones with higher consciousness together can create the flash point, the 100th monkey effect as well, because we're dealing with creation itself, God, creation, and energy. All of creation is energy. So it's important to know once we have these light workers, if you will, all gathered together as one, it generates a flashpoint too. Now, simultaneously or concurrently, we have different things that are occurring, and most appreciably, it is the direct intervention with the hand of God, if you will. And this is playing a huge role in the judgments that are being carried out, the wrath of God, which is the energetic deliverance upon those not in alignment. There is the divine protocol, which has been present on Earth more predominantly since linear year 2012. And this divine protocol is an energetic directive. And what this means, anyone that they are given the chance to make the right choices and they go through a process of doing everything that is good and right and moral. And that is their judgment of their self. While at the same time, others have the choice always to make the higher choices. But after a certain time, if they continue to fail and fail from it, then it does decide their judgment to a degree. And I will say, yes, their fate as well. So it's a very serious time what we are in. And it doesn't matter if one believes it or not, because there is the divine protocol that is on earth. And that divine protocol is the judgment days. And having said this, endowed and bestowed within every individual at birth is their free will choice. So there is no excuse for any that continuously chooses to do things wrong. They know they always have a choice. And again, there were some variable factors with nefarious things by the evil and the darkness, with brainwashing, false narratives, and what have you. There's been what you would call a battle for the souls at this time. What was written about the devil no longer exists, but the evil threads are kept alive by small holdout groups. But there is it's called a battle for the souls, but really it's not a battle. It's the good ones make the choices themselves. So it's the individual battle with the individual to make the choices with what is right and what is wrong. And that becomes their alignment. So overall, it is the spiritual battle overall, but it's also individually the spiritual battle with the choices. And what we've been doing on Earth since linear year, more so 2012, we have been increasing the empowerment of many individuals with their parapsychological gifts that were known to mankind, but also other gifts that were kept in the science fiction department, making it look like it's fiction, but it's actually real. And, part of the darkness was to distort and manipulate the truth of reality and things and say, all right, it exists, but we're going to put it over in the sci-fi department that it's not real, that it's only entertainment. But in actuality, it is real. All of these gifts at bilocating, transporting, levitating, and what have you, telepathy, precognitive abilities at seeing the future and visions. All of these things are very, very real, as we know. And in this great time, more and more are coming out of the closet, if you will, to unite. And when I say coming out of the closet, the society was programmed to call one crazy, if they're able to have all these experiences and these gifts. But now they're all coming out of the closet and joining. And when they do that, they're finding that many others also were in the closet, had the same experiences. And what this is doing is establishing the full reality of the truth. And with psychiatric hospitals and all of this, this was part of the suppression to make ones think that they were sick or what have you and administer drugs to them. But the actual truth is no, these ones were not sick. They're having multi-dimensional experiences at beginning to develop their gifts. Now, sometimes it can be confusing in the past because intentionally the information was not widespread what was occurring with them. So they would become reclusive and they would separate and, if you will, and go into a closet where they wouldn't mention their gifts or their experiences that was very real. So this is all blossoming as well and breaking open. But I'll stop there. This one, as I suggested, is about all of the benefits that GPMS provides, and what I had requested last week for any that it resonates with is that we'd love for our panel individuals to speak about some of these benefits. But also, before I continue, I wish to address what I have said for months again, that what Father Prime Creator had said is that it was most likely we'd be in the GPMS world in past December 31st, so about 5 days ago. That has not occurred yet. But what I also need to say is that there are some significant deciding factors that is ongoing. And these deciding factors are, let's say, some of the final placement choices for individuals what to align with. And right at this time, it's quite possible one of the first huge earthquakes may occur as well. And again, these things have been preordained. I'm not spreading any fear. I'm just spreading awareness that this is very possible. Also, I had mentioned perhaps about a month ago in New York, there will be at least a 3.3 earthquake, which will be more or less a beginning as well of notification of, let's say, the word of God is come to share this with you. So, with that, I'll step back for a moment, and whoever wishes to begin on, let's go on to the benefits, if you will. Thank you.
One of the huge benefits it's already shared on Rick Facebook. It is about, I know that some people are saying we do not need a system. This was a huge conversation in the past or so years ago. In reality, yes, we need a system because everything is system, as Rick explained. And Divine-gpms.world, as Rick is saying, is the emancipating system. So it is all about implementation of universal laws. Universal laws do no harm. Finally, we have a law that it is not artificial as common law, civil law, everything. And yes, regarding the pyramid system, what I said all the time about the pyramid system is basically the minion of the darkness that are in power above the people to keep the people enslaved. Via GPMS system, we are equal, or all the people are equal. This is for paragraph of the decree, divine-gpms.org, and we do not need intervention from the darkness to keep the people enslaved. So the people for the first time on the planet Earth will be able to eradicate the poverty and the slavery. So it is the only way to do that. For all that are asking more and more benefits, or if GPMS give them the money or everything. Yes, GPMS, it is all about universal laws do no harm implementation, and also money as system until we will have not a financial system. We do not need basically the money to live on Earth, but for the moment we still need it. The money is unlimited, and even right now the money is unlimited. Some people may have not idea because this was related all the time to the 1% that is part of the darkness. But with GPMS, God is able to flip the table. Then the 99% will have unlimited money on the back of all the project for humanity, and also for the people. And yes, the people will receive also money per month, a lot of money. The dollar of GPMS, it is based on intrinsic value. So it is about the power to buy that we have not the power to buy today. And also, I saw the reaction of many people to jobs in general. If there is a promise that the people will have a job, then the reaction is very high. The people at the same time, they have a lot of fear for the artificial intelligence in general, after the artificial intelligence was pushed against the people via the system. But we need to remember something. We do not need jobs to work for others, like owners of some companies. We need people to work for the people. So we will be working as an worldwide community. We are working for ourselves, and we use artificial intelligence for ourselves. So I do not want to speak only by myself. There are a lot of benefits. It's a long list, and basically GPMS is able to cover everything that all the worldwide freedom movement is speaking about, by having one solution, implementation of universal laws on hand. That was finally a law for the planet Earth since probably April or May, yeah, 2021. We have the right to vote. We have the right to consent for the implementation of universal laws. If someone else wants to add benefits, I can add a lot, but the purpose is not for me to speak 1 hour here. Thank you. Yes, Serhi.
Hi everyone. I would like to add about money benefits is Divine-gpms.world. So money will be given every month freely for everyone, children and adults. Everyone will be in the system when they get their vote in. And this will be like a worldwide GPMS Divine dollar. It will be only one currency worldwide. And it will be no any interest, like right now with the mortgages or credit cards, it will be interest free. Approximately, it will be like a 20,000 US dollars, but its currency will be Divine-gpms dollar, and everyone will have it. Only One gonna be like an options. You need to choose your position, what you have like help with the society, what kind of talent you have, what kind of doing you would like to do. And if you don't like what you're doing right now, you can always change your kind of help, work position. You can choose any profession, anything you like to contribute with you.
Yeah, so Dave, I know that you share a lot of messages, also the ID digital, and I saw that basically the government right now try to push again the ID digital all over the world. I saw that also a huge debate on European Union and also in Canada. I know what is happening with the ID digital. Basically, will be an artificial intelligence that will be set up on your spending. It's not only having money, it is about how you spend your money, if you are allowed to spend or not. So please let us more to know about because this is coming like a huge problem from now, but in reality we have GPMS to solve this, and I would like also for all the leaders of freedom movement as farmers and everyone that right now share the digital ID to come with GPMS, because this is the only one solution that can end also this digital problem.
Is that a question for me?
Yeah, if you would like to let the people to inform them more about the ID digital, what it is exactly, because some people are saying, "Oh, but I'm not using the artificial intelligence." So here is not about to use the artificial intelligence; is to understand how the government will be working via the documents, the ID documents, how they switch and control the people, and we have only one solution, that it is GPMS for that.
So yeah, I think I need a little clarification. I don't share messages on any of the false, promotions from the government or anybody else, including digital ID, because as Brother Rick says, we're creating a new structure here. And every time we focus or promote or fight with the old structure, then it's called passive co-creation. And so, yes, I am fully aware. The last thing I saw was a young lady who was definitely wide awake from China, and she was with her phone at a supermarket, and she was being shut out to buy groceries. And so, yes, that's real. But like I say, since the beginning of this, I don't look at political headlines. I don't look at what these clowns are doing. I have no interest in passive co-creation. I focus fully on the Urantia book and what is light and life, and the fundamentals of the kingdom of heaven, and how we create it and how we move forward. So I hope that's clear. I will say add to the benefits thing, since that's the topic of this program. And to do that, I have to go and define what are the two main abrasions that are destroying people's lives on the planet. So I'm going to go and define that. Just when I said I'm staying away from it, but so I'll briefly define that. There are two different ways that the oligarchy is being pounding the global population. One, it is removing lives from the planet directly and immediately from all age categories by way of, let's just say, medical mandates. That's number one. Number two, they are destroying the lives by way of hyperinflation, which is totally engineered. And nobody needs to question that. We have tent cities growing here in the South Okanagan. I've heard the LA tent city, you can drive for like an hour and you'll still be in the tent city. So nothing needs to be said about that. So as far as the benefits go, I've avoided the first of those two things from 50 and 34 years ago. So I don't, that doesn't affect me. So I wish that some of my brothers had listened to my advice 50 and 34 years ago, but that's not the nature of this wake up either. I do what I can and I continue to do what I can. So I don't have to worry about that one for myself or my children. My three children have 101 years of collective experience without an injection. So they stand also as a certain indication of when you follow the truth, then you will get benefit. As far as the second categories go in the tent cities, I can't say I've avoided that one. I don't live in a tent city. I have an amazing life, and Father has provided for me every day of my life, and I'm grateful for that. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not pounded to death by the fake system and the fake financial structure and the usury and the taxes and the insurance. Those are the things that are the reason why we have people, our brothers, our sisters, living on the street with a canopy and trying to stay warm. I wish I could do more for them, but I can barely do more for myself because I got trapped. So while I may have been aware enough or smart enough to avoid the first one, I certainly wasn't on the second one. It's just the way it is. I don't worry about it again because I know it's a fake system and it will be over very shortly. But however, that is the reason we have people more and more being tossed to the street. And so it's a tricky business. Falsehood is very, very, very crafty and well designed and well engineered and powerful. And that's why we have lives being destroyed. So anybody listening to this message, there's one complete solution to remove both of those primary falsehoods that are destroying lives. And of course, that is strictly, simply, easily by consenting to a new program. And that happens to be the program that is Divine-gpms.world. So that's all I have to say on that. I will keep promoting the information I have. I'm now on 8 platforms. That's the newest thing. I've disassembled the local Truth Center because, quite frankly, I wasn't getting through all the work that we put into it. We're not getting anywhere. So this is the new phase of our Truth Center. I'm now on 8 platforms, and I will continue putting the truth out because in the end, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Thank you.
Yes, Rick.
Thank you. Yes, so in the GPMS world, you don't need any ID at all, if you will. The only thing that you may wish to have, and you really don't even need this, is a card to access a bank account. But you don't even need this because in the new world, the people takes ownership of the physical printing presses as well, meaning that one can just use the paper money. They don't need any ID whatsoever. They can travel anywhere in the world. So it's kept pretty simple. Now, to receive their money and to contribute, let's say, to society, which is a requisite of this, we have to maintain an order. And to do this, for example, someone might not even want a phone or anything. And just when it's time to report their hours, what they have put in, if you will, they can just go to a hub, a center like a library or whatever, and just type in their monthly hours and just how they contributed to society. It's that simple. So they might go into a library, for 10 minutes, just fill it out, send it in so they get their funds. And then, if they wish, they may go just with a paper to the printing press just to get cash money to use. Or if they got a card linked to an online digital bank account, then they just get their funds through that. So we keep it simple, but the main thing is no one needs any ID or any of these things. The IDs and all of that ideology, if you will, is primitive, and it was part of the control structure. Everyone needs to understand that you're being reprieved of all of that. And in this new world, there is the utmost liberation on every individual level. You are no longer controlled nor enslaved by this current beast system and all of its operations. So I just wanted to make that clear as well. And yes, it's important for everyone that is out there, freedom fighting, protesting, and what have you. The simple logic is, people, you don't need to fight. Your numbers are great. You only need to unite with divine GPMS, and this old system and fighting is all over. So it is preposterous at this point for many of you to gather in groups of millions and protest against one ruler in one country. That is absurd to do that where there is the strength in numbers. Unite worldwide and bring in the heaven on earth solution. And again, contained within GPMS, it's all inclusive. It's every solution to any or every problem you could ever imagine or think of, whether it exists or not. We have the full solution by bringing everyone together. I'll stop there if someone else wishes to touch on and expand the benefits rather than the problems, if you will. Thank you.
Yes, Sarhi.
Yes, and to add to the benefits of contribution to the worldwide Divine-gpms system, it's in the choosing your hours, how many you can contribute, but minimal hours will be very short, much less fraction of these hours you're working right now. Probably 10 hours or less per week. So it will be very good. You just help one day or something like that, wherever you have a time, and you are free to go for a whole week to do what you like, just learn something different and just see the world. Or you can contribute a couple days and then maybe go for a vacation for a whole month. But it's up to you how you decide to choose your time for the worldwide society. So it will be very nice. You will be free.
The internet connection is not working. So yes,
Yeah, it was difficult to hear you too, Brother Sergey. On my end, it seemed like your volume was very low, and even when I put my ear closer, I could not really hear you right well to hear everything you were saying. But I did, if you will, hear about the important thing about one's working, typically in this day and age, I believe to make ends meet, especially in North America, that ones are finding they need to work, let's say, 60, 70, perhaps even 80 hours a week. And also, I'm seeing ones that are even holding down multiple jobs trying to exist, and they cannot. And what's occurring is that they have to downsize, if you will, if they're able to go to campers, and like Brother Dave even said, to go to Tent City or whatever, they're becoming homeless. But uh, with this, there are so many frivolous jobs in this world today, meaning that they do not serve humanity at all, nor society. They are make work programs by the beast system itself to keep employment and to keep the capitalistic system of enslavement ongoing. So what GPMS does is no longer do you need all of these frivolous jobs as sources of income. It's absurd and it's nonsensical. And what occurs, the approximately of the workforce on Earth, it's approximately, let's say, out of 8 billion, approximately 3.5 billion are in the workforce, let's say approximate. But in that workforce of essential jobs and services, 75% of these jobs are non-essential and productive for humanity. So what occurs is these jobs become obsolete and non-essential, but this huge workforce then comes in to contribute to the necessities, the essentials of humanity, like food and the logistics of this, just to keep it simple, but also the manufacturing output, especially of technologies, advancing that very quickly, which reflects into even more reduced hours. So typically, with GPMS, when we begin, as soon as this is implemented, even if it's implemented, let's say in 24 hours from now, all of you that have been working 40, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, home, everything is dropped. You're only working in the beginning about 10 hours a week. And then as we advance very quickly forward, your hours are going to reduce even more for the simple reason that we're ramping up technology that humanity controls and that assists humanity. And also during this transitioning, what ones will find is that their jobs that they were doing, if you will, are also not contributing to overall humanity or the advancement. So they will realign and choose to do things that is part of the worldwide community. And the worldwide community is sustenance, with your food and your good water and these sort of things, and of course having a good life and bringing the families all back together with the children and parents as well, and enjoying life and living a life of comfort, freedom, and happiness and joy. So I'll stop there. Sister Lodi.
Yes, thank you so much, and uh, Happy New Year to everyone. In that note, speaking of the workers, we all know that the Filipino overseas workers are very, very much waiting for the implementation of GPMS because they are eager to go back to their families. I have spoken to some. They are no, decades away from home, and they are really very excited for the implementation of GPMS. They can go back to their families. They can enjoy their lives. They can watch their children and grandchildren grow without any burden about where to get the financial support that every family needs for the education, for their houses, for everything to survive. And it the life will not be for survival. It's for thriving in the new earth that we are creating. I'm beginning to get so emotional. That's all I can say for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lodi. If I may, sister, on the back of our brothers and sisters, I always feel inclined to add a little bit more or expand the explanation and elaborate a little more, if that's all right with the panel here. At least I wish to do it this time because Sister Lodi brought up, more important points.
Yeah.
And one of the important points is that, you know, let's say many families have been dispersed all over the world to attempt to provide an income in security. So they had to relocate everywhere, what let's say the system will call it as immigration, but what GPMS does is the immigration problem that is out there, it completely solves it as well. So no longer does one need to forcefully migrate. They can migrate naturally, organically, if they wish, or stay in their own countries. So, with what many are focusing on with the propaganda worldwide is immigration, imposition. But GPMS reverses all of that, lets everyone go where they wish to be, which is with their families. I'm in Romania. There's many expats out of Romania dispersed all over the world because they got to go because of the system to try to create a security for them and their families back home here in Romania. But again, what GPMS does, it erases all of that instantly. And when we look at Romania, every individual, including every child, has their own source of income that comes from their intrinsic value. And what this means is that they have the infinite security, ease of mind, no more worry, because they are the actual source of their value of the money. No longer is it a government dictating what you're allowed to have, what you're not allowed to have, and saying that something else outside of you is the value that they control. So ones need to realize that everyone is in complete abundance, that you no longer have to worry. There is no insecurity. There is only absolute security with GPMS on the monetary abundance level. But also with the swift transition that occurs approximately 9 months after the implementation, humanity finds they don't need money at all because everything is shared worldwide, lovingly, caringly, and peacefully. So no longer do you need a method of exchange. Humanity has advanced to the point where everything can be shared instantly, almost indirectly. The worldwide logistics is already set up to deliver not only produce and essential goods and service goods, it is also set up for anyone to go wherever they wish. It's only this current system, the system, which is imploding, that kept everyone from their true values and their true freedom. But nevertheless, with this, yes, it's very important. There was another point. Very importantly, GPMS establishes worldwide peace instantly because of what it is and where its unlimited value is derived from. There is no reasoning, no justification, no substantiation for anyone to fight over anything. There is more than enough, including for anyone to fight over differing beliefs. That is ridiculous. That is less than naive to fight over beliefs. Everyone is coming together with the one common goal here. Everyone can keep your beliefs, but have your beliefs aligned with doing what is right, not only for yourself, for your children, for the generations to come. So GPMS establishes worldwide instantaneous peace. And for the simple reason, there can be no justification nor substantiation for any fighting whatsoever, because again, GPMS is all inclusive in that category as well. Thank you. Oh, whoa, one more thing. And GPMS, yes, is a system. Without a system, there would not be any order. And this is important. It would be just complete chaos. As I said, and what I used as an example, your solar system is a system that is harmonic to everything that is in it. There is always a harmonic structure and an order, which is a system. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Rick. And also, as you mentioned, the universe is also a system. So we cannot live without order because there will be chaos. And universal laws, it's about order. So yes, we should pay attention to our choices. This is one of the reasons that Divine-gpms.world is coming as worldwide referendum, making higher choices. This is the way to save humanity. Because as I see all over the world, it is about many family are divorced, many problem. The children are not able to see the parents. This experience a lot. I saw, especially in North America, it is the situation of the parents from the Mexico when their children remain in the United States. So I want to mention also this. Because the people believe that the peace may come from there. No, the peace may come from our intrinsic value and our higher choices. And Divine-gpms.org is here as worldwide referendum. Another thing that is very important to mention on this meeting, it's also what Rick posted on his Facebook again. God loves all. Yes, but it is not about unconditional love for evil. So evil, it is excluded. So with Divine-gpms.org, the correct system, it's coming, and we can experience everything that it is good. And this is the real God, everything that it is good, that it is for humanity, not against humanity. And this is, how can I say, we cannot measure this benefit to eliminate evil from the system. This is everything. And this is all the freedom movement about, and they are not able to do that. I saw also many brothers and sisters, they are working for the taxes in Canada, and they are saying right now the taxation has to not be supported. Nobody has to pay taxes because of the corruption. It's not because of the corruption. Nobody has to pay taxes because there are no taxes with universal laws. So if we respect universal laws, we see that it's everything inside set up for the humanity and not against the humanity. Then there is no taxation system. The people needs to see that because the money is unlimited, so we can provide money anytime. This is not the problem. And a correct system based on our intrinsic value will be shared by the people for the people, or Dwight in 24 hours will start after we have all consents needed. And we do not need to care about money anymore. And much more than that, with all the good artificial intelligence implementation, then we will experience by the end in short time, probably only 1 year after, no financial system, because we do not need money in reality to live on Earth. We need to have recognized our intrinsic value. So I would say, because we have, yes, Dave, I know that probably you may not remain until the end. We experience a lot of problems also in Canada about the homeless. This is what you share about life destroy, and the life can be destroyed in many ways. Career and everything is put down. Yes, it's true. And the homeless has also this solution of Divine-gpms.world, because we implement, first of all, we let all the vacant buildings for the people to do not live on the street. We have -30 sometimes, or -40. We experience degree in Canada, so the winter is very, very serious in Canada, especially on north. And yes, the homeless is real, and it is about a lot. So basically, we have people that they suffer because of the big farm, and after that they have the life destroyed. They have illnesses. Everything it started. They have no money to. To move forward with their treatment on natural products or something like, and they have no access to the actual good AI for their life, and basically they are also forced on homeless, and having no food and having no warming place and everything. So it is huge what is happening. And especially in places like Canada, where it is -30 or -40 degree outside, a camper it's not enough. And credit cards and debit cards, and basically debit cards that they have overdraft. This is function like a credit card already. It's nothing debit there. So this will end because Divine-gpms.world ends poverty and ends slavery. And the poverty is coming because of the slavery, because of the actual darkness system that it is kept in place. This is the reason that we need to make higher choices as Divine-gpms.org. So the homeless, it could end very soon after the implementation of the good artificial intelligence, because we can build homes in hours and shelters and everything. And as I mentioned also on our North America meetings in the past, Enrico's there all the time. Everybody will have a big organic house for free on Earth when it is needed, and also utilities paid, and also if there is a problem as reparation because of the weather or something like, will be for free. And the food will be everywhere, and clean up, organic, and purification of the air, water, and everything needed. So these are essential. And with GPMS, everything that it is considered essential, it is covered, including the good education. Yes, Rick.
Thank you, Beatrice. You touched on several topics there once again, but just to keep this short and right to the point, if you will, housing for all. Yes, there's many existing vacant houses and buildings, if you will, but also this is increasing because um, humanity in the world is in a current depopulation mode, as we know. So not only are there more houses and dwellings available that are free as well with the new GPMS world, instantly anyone will have instant access to the resources to build. Now, this is to mean it depends on how much resources is needed to, let's say, build something with, but nevertheless, between the existing structures that ones can live in and what can be built very quickly, it will accommodate to get all of the homeless off of the street and into a very comfortable zone. Now, with health, with GPMS, all health care is absolutely free. Every intricate detail of healthcare is free for all worldwide. But also, what occurs because stress is the dominant factor of all sickness and disease, by eliminating stress worldwide, simply because what GPMS does instantly, it gives you less hours you need to work. So that is less stress. It gives you full security by always having your income coming in every month, an income that is way above what you normally get. So initially you get 30,000 equivalent US dollars to put you in a place of comfort. Then every month thereafter, you get 20,000 equivalent US dollars. So any of you could imagine with that what you could do with that. But also, don't look at it with today's prices, with the inflation, because what instantly occurs with GPMS is an unprecedented worldwide deflation. So your prices drop dramatically and instantly. And one of the reasons is there is no taxes in this new world, and most of your prices have retail markup and taxes included. So where this doesn't exist in this new world, it gets instantly reflected into your prices of things. And where the world, if you will, I'll use one example, your existing gas and oil, where everyone owns this worldwide, you no longer need to pay for it as well. So existing inventory is, yes, paid for, but there's no longer taxes on it. When you look at fuel, like in Canada, 46%, at least in the past, was taxes on it. So what you can see upon the implementation of GPMS, boom, your price for fuel drops, if you will, to at least half. And this also is reflected in your heating bills, with your oil that you purchase for your furnaces, an instant deflation drop by approximately half, and then it continues to be free very shortly after that existing supply is bought up, what was there, because then you are full ownership of anything produced after that, and you don't need to pay yourself. So all healthcare, again, getting back to this, by eliminating all of that stress everyone becomes healthier and healthier, many right in the moment upon the implementation, but even now leading up to it, the greater the numbers get, it creates a stress-free world by the people knowing that this is not fantasy, it's not hope, it is the real thing. And you can see this with every consent that is tallied up on the website. It's growing and growing. It's inevitable. And also, I need to say it's imminent because of what you're seeing in the outside world. It becomes a simple choice that this is the right thing to do to free yourself, to free your children, to free humanity. So everything is already here. The only thing that we need is the majority consent. And this depends on all of you, the people. So your beautiful new world, your heaven on earth is already here. We just need the majority to choose it, and then it's done, and everyone is in the beautiful heaven on earth. Thank you.
Yeah, we have with us Daniel Fulga. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Yes.
Nice to see you here. And I do not know if you may have camera because when we have the meeting, the Zoom is not able to retain the people only by voice. If they have camera, then basically it is shown that somebody is participating on the meeting. It's very high only by voice. Would be
I'm not
great.
sure what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
if
see.
you may open the camera, will be great for the meeting because the Zoom retained the camera open.
Sorry, sir. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, nice to see you. We are in the meeting GPMS about the benefits of GPMS, but as we know, it is a lot about ascension. If the people cannot still see what is happening and have the higher choices, as Divine-gpms.world is not, we cannot really move forward. So I know that you are part also of a team of ascension and everything. Please, may you tell us a little bit more about and people reaction in these divine times and about the divine time. Thank you.
Yeah. I did have an opportunity to meet with Rick in person in Romania. Maybe it was 2 years ago, I believe, Rick, or I'm not sure when. In person, and I went to his place where he's staying as well, and we did a little bit of healing of the earth over there at several different points with um, a couple other individuals, and we have been working this entire time ourselves on trying to understand the complexities of I would say, the consciousness war that we're involved in our own personal lives, as well as uh, on Earth as a whole, and within creation itself. So we have been perfecting, I would say, to the best of our human abilities, our own temple, and in many cases, there's very real confirmation that we received from Father and our Creator and Mother from the skies via specific signs, specific formations, specific energies that were directly related to actually Jesus, and the second coming, actually, right? So it's an interesting self-guided path that when you fully align with our Creator, you're never left behind, and you're guided. Each one of us here is a key to this entire ascension, and you're guided to assist all of those that are on the same path, where they may not be necessarily as illuminated and able as you are to um, to develop and to continue on their own path. And the goal here is to assist to assist every single individual that doesn't have the capacity, and even those that actually do have the capacity, to be equal with each other, and to be provided this opportunity to have full abundance. Um, and we're here to terminate all wars and um, essentially create heaven on earth through our own capabilities and contacts and abilities. So there is such a thing as 0 point energy that's being released. There is. It's my understanding there are many efforts to release this new financial system coming from many angles, not just one individual, right? And we're part of these and have been somehow involved in one way or another at the key decision making points with with some of these individuals, even though we're not the ones actually developing these technologies or doing this work. So I'm definitely encouraged by the direction that we're all heading in, and I must say there are some jaw-dropping moments in how the Creator works, and even in an invisible way, right, where you have somehow access directly all the way to the seraphim, and all of the angelic forces and Archangel Michael, and it's just been an extremely difficult, confusing, mind-boggling experience to date. So I look forward to whatever this new system is that we can all finally rest and enjoy, our time going forward. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for your work and also to participate on our meeting today. If I understand well, you are in Romania at this time? I believe, yes, you are still in Romania.
No, no, no. I was born in Romania, and I live in California, USA now. So
Okay.
I bounce back between a couple of different places, but I'm in California now. Yeah.
I understand because I'm also born in Romania, but I'm in Canada in North. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
we're close. Yeah.
yeah, we are close on the North America, what is called the North America.
Yes.
I would like for all the people to say about a little bit about the community because during all my experience with people, meeting people also from the freedom movement and everything, many they have the heart to help and they help others for years. And there is a point in time when they cannot help the community anymore because they are never helped back. So uh, for those that have this heart and disponibility and everything, I let them know that GPMS has also a community, or Dwight community. It is online more right now until more and more people will come. Then we can find each other also in the land near each other. But we have already a community, an Ordwide community, and you may participate of all your good heart on this Ordwide community. I know that many are directed towards community to help, like what they can do for others. But at the same time, when there are dysfunctional communities, this help is not appreciated, and basically this is not moving forward. So in order to create good communities, the people needs to direct themselves towards GPMS. Then from there, we may start working in community, know each other, and helping each other, because also GPMS is about helping each other. And thank you so much for everyone that was working for Ascension, because without Ascension, as I mentioned all the time, all my meetings starts with Ascension, asking Rick where we are right now, because without Ascension, we cannot move forward with a system as GPMS. And also, you spoke about the real God, and this is an excellent because I started also the video today, even that we have to speak more about benefits of GPMS, but I started with Chris Revival worldwide, because this is exactly what is happening. And um, this is all about in reality. So if the people direct themselves towards God, towards the correct God, they will see GPMS, then the system will happen in 1 month. This is extremely important. And the ascension working is extremely, extremely important. Yes, Rick?
Yeah, first off, Brother Daniel, thank you for joining. And uh, perhaps a couple of years ago, Brother Daniel and his partner, they were working on, let's say, some technology at advancing that forward in alignment with and for humanity. Uh, Not unlike many other goodwill ventures taken forward, with parallel monetary systems and what have you. Even though there's so many, as he said, they all converge to the point of GPMS. And the reason why they all converge, they cannot fully uh, reside on their own to any great number of humanity, for the simple reason what they reside on is the internet, if you will. And who controls and operates that internet is the top of the pyramid. And what we need to do is have humanity take the lawful ownership of the internet worldwide and the financial routing system to do what is right with it. But what it takes is the majority of the people choosing to do this so that we liberate humanity. The current capitalistic system has no um, has no incentive to do that for so many reasons. This is why it's so vital and important that all parallel systems, if you will, comes together. And because with your internet, be it crypto or what have you, once that is shut down, you have no access to that or even your digital funds. In the blink of an eye, you could have $1 million in a bank account, but that can be poof, just gone instantly. And this is the very real thing of the security of humanity. It's hanging by that severed thread. This is also a reason why they have to make a choice and take the lawful ownership of these advanced technologies for humanity. And of course, the internet is one of those advanced technologies. Again, any of you can see that what occurs when it's shut down or you've got service outages. Humanity has become quite dependent upon those services working. But having said this, just getting back out of this, just while you're here, Brother Daniel, uh, with AI technology, what I can say is once we have the ownership uh, of the internet and the financial routing system, So we don't want all of the encryption gates, all of the backdoor ledgers, all of the banks that are connected in that routing network. We just want the routing network to clean it out as a distribution network of unlimited funds worldwide to where they need to go. So, and just having said that, with AI, artificial technology, we can do this in less than 24 hours, have the system gutted out and everything rerouted. So I need to make this very clear. That's why one of the things that we say, that I've been saying, once we have the majority consent, within 24 hours of getting that, everyone is receiving funds worldwide that are part of that majority consent, but not excluded. So we need the majority consent so that we lawfully and technically own the disbursement system to disperse the funds. I wish to make this very clear right at this moment, even without owning the people owning that system, we still can distribute funds worldwide. However, we are not going to do this because it would, in one thing, be unlawful to do it. And number two, it would be premature and not respecting the choices of many others that are awakening. And it is part of the divine protocol that even though humanity's being rushed to make these choices, they must make these choices and they must come into alignment with GPMS.world as soon as possible, however many that may be. Um, so, uh, I'll go just to another point so we don't keep this so long. So in the new GPMS world, if you will, it's complete harmony and balance worldwide for the simple reasons that everyone is sharing and working harmoniously with each other. The focus is no longer on competition, greed, profit, because that no longer exists. There is no reason for it in this new world because everyone has their own wealth, their instant access to it, and everything they need. And because of that, as I said before, there is no fighting. There's just the full harmonious world. And what this does, because everything is energy, it also begins to moderate your climate, your atmospheric conditions, your entire environment is affected in very good ways. Without going into the actual metaphysical properties and without going into the known physics to man. But having said that, both concepts of physics and metaphysics supports what I am saying. And also many advocates of this out there can tell you the same things. So harmony and balance is what it's about, and it takes the energetic stress off of the earth, off of Gaia. Also importantly, where there is no more stress, love is amplified, and love is a very important, powerful, energetic effect. And what that does, not only to the world, to every soul. So when they're able to express love, and let's say agape love as one expression, but also the unconditional love, which is a prerequisite to this new world, what you have with love comes compassion and caring and working with each other together, not fighting and competing against ones. So the power of love is fully here in this new world, and the love in the families. And importantly, to what Sister Nya was saying, worldwide, you had so much intervention directly into the families, taking children, causing insurmountable stress. And it had gone on so much with child trafficking because ones were profiting from this in a capitalistic system. So the monetary incentives with child services taking children from families, they were monetarily motivated to do so at the not even looking at the harm that they were creating by doing this. But again, in this new world, there is no child services. There is no reason for them because in this new world, children are not abused. And when the children were abused by their parents, the core systemic reason was stress by the system that was put upon the parents. So again, it was imposed upon their parents, then they distributed abuse out and put that punishment upon their children. This doesn't exist in this new world. There is no abuse because the catalyst of abuse, which is the capitalistic system, is no longer there. There is no stress. No one is struggling to survive and exist. There is nothing to blame anyone for. There is nothing to abuse another for. All of these stressful factors have been eliminated by eliminating the core cause, which is this current worldwide beast system. I'll stop there if anyone else has anything. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking on the comments, Rick. Mary Beth, it's saying that they are appearing to disrupt, telling us that GPMS is doing the work for God. I'm not really able to understand what she's saying. Yes, GPMS, it's doing the God work. GPMS, it is the God will for the planet and for humanity in these divine times. So this is GPMS, and GPMS is not new. What it is new, it is the approval to gather the consents to have implemented universal laws for the planet Earth. This is new. But GPMS is not new. I was shared before, a long time ago, by so many light beings. And we have GPMS on our heart, it's just to discover GPMS inside of us. And more we ascend, more we understand, and this is the way. And this is the divine way. And all the freedom leaders needs to come with GPMS because fighting the system is going nowhere. And as Rick mentioned all the time, uniting and coming together to form a GPMS system, a correct system, a divine system. This is the base from where we can start to experience the real freedom. There is no freedom without universal laws. This I'm saying since 2020 public. I said also before since 2017, but since 2020, I'm saying this public. If someone else wants to add, Daniel, would you like to speak?
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to make one confirmation because the way I receive confirmation is through very specific actions and things that make their way into our direct timeline and instantaneously are revealing as to whether or not we're on the right path. And specifically the word agape, Abba, Father, that Rick brought up is very significant in the terms of what's hopefully going to not hopefully, what's going to transpire over these next couple of months here with the individuals that are involved in part of the financial system. So, yeah, I just wanted to confirm that for Rick. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Jonathan, you spoke a little bit. Yes, Rick, would you like to answer?
Yeah. If I heard you correctly, what Mary Beth asked, and please, check if there's any other questions in the live queue because I cannot see it. But with Mary Beth, what she was, I believe, beginning to mention that let's take the Venus Project as an example with Francesco. These were all ventures, and let's even take the Republic of Canada in Canada with Kevin Annett. Let's take these ventures as well, include all of the sovereign ventures worldwide, in Australia, every country worldwide, that these were all instrumental in preparing everything for this time. They were instrumental in seeding the idea into the consciousness, what was possible and what can be achieved. What GPMS does, and this was all done divinely at the conscious level. These things did not emerge by chance. They were divinely placed in reality and in consciousness to seed the foundation for this time when GPMS came to bring all of this together and then logically for humanity created as a lawful vote to make it all come true, all of these good things. So this is the final key, if you will, that brings everything together is Divine-gpms.world. And it's also the actual divine reasoning and substantiation, while all of these worldwide, all of these different measures by so many different individuals, inventors existed. And again, it's to all converge at this time and bring everyone fully together to do this. So nothing is by chance. Everything was meticulously, divinely orchestrated, preceded, preordained. And we are now at the fulcrum point of bringing all together to this fulcrum point to deliver this beautiful creation to all of humanity. But what has occurred yet, which is still being shuffled and disheveled, is that in some of these seeding groups, there was infiltration by the darkness with egocentrics, if you will, that are actually controlled by the darkness and what you can call controlled opposition. So they managed to take places to steer groups away, if you will, from the herd, because the tactics of the darkness in the past is always divide and conquer. So they would place into these goodwill ventures, if you will, sovereign ventures, egocentrics that could be controlled easily. It doesn't mean that these controlled opposition are souls or not, but what it means is that they were able to be controlled to steer humanity away, if you will. Nevertheless, there is this great divine intervention and protocol that identifies the controlled opposition, they fall away, and the ones that were following them gets back on track and converges to this convergent point. So it's all divinely designed, but there is the variable factors that is in here. And even though those variable factors are in there, everything is being rushed divinely. And you can see this prevalently and all of the floods, the disasters, which is making one's turn towards God. So there is the divine intervention and construct to this effect to ensure that it gets done, but it's also indicating that everything is speeding up and that it has to be done sooner or later. So it's also evident within the signs that so many are seeing. I was going to say something else, but I just it just escaped me. But thank you.
Yeah, so Jonathan, I believe that you said last time that there may be some question about GPMS. There are still some questions some people are asking.
Yeah, so hi everybody, hi. What I was mentioning last time is I thought maybe would be maybe beneficial to because not everybody who jumps on board or just hears about GPMS is going to have a understanding completely, and I'm sure some of the stuff that she may ask would be stuff that we covered or you guys covered even before I was a part. But I think from how I would look at things, it's sometimes good to go over the beginnings just so people don't have to struggle to find the beginning answers. So I just thought it would be a good thing. So I will I usually call her my better half because so anyway, she's right here beside me, so I will pass the phone over to her so she can introduce herself. And I think she wrote down, I don't know, 7, 8 questions or something. And there we go.
Sure. We want to see her. Hello. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Nice
Thanks
to see
for
you.
having me. So I just have some questions about all of it. Again, you've probably covered many of them, but I'm very new. So I just want a little bit better of an understanding of how it all works and how once consent has been reached, how is the divine law implemented into our world as we know it right now?
Yeah, so universal laws exist from all the time. The darkness introduced artificial laws as common law and civil law, and they change the correct system in a darkness system that we have today, that we experience for so long time. And to get back to universal laws and to a correct system and everything, we need the people consents. We need a majority of worldwide consents. Right now, the majority of worldwide consents will be not gathered one by one. It's not that the point. We are energy, and everything is working based on energy. So we are here. Most of us, we are here to be able to make GPMS viral, then the consents gather. So the consents may gather in 1 month. If GPMS is spread enough, this is, so for example, by a rule of 3, if somebody will share to other 3 people and they accept GPMS today, and they will share to other 3 people, and in 1 month we have all the consents done. This probably will be not working like that, but because we are energy, when GPMS become viral, there will be a lot of people coming and put question and everything. Then GPMS will start to be known and understood by so many, then the consents will gather by themselves. So yes, we gather also going door to door. Sometimes right now it's very cold outside, or speaking with the people directly on the street, or does not matter where. We participate also on the freedom events sometimes, but the leaders are not on the direction of GPMS. They are still upholding the actual system as law. For example, the common law, they believe that they can making changes inside of the common law, then the law will be working. This is not true, or will take a very, very long time. And also replacing politicians with fathers. This is not the way. We are equal, so this is non-respect of universal laws. We are speaking about universal laws a lot. It is also described very well on the website of divine-gpms.world and also on the decree. The decree has the correct definition of the sovereignty freedom. It is the first paragraph. We are sovereign, the true definition, we are equal on earth as human beings. At the same time, that it's a system, as Eric mentioned before, like a solar system, like universe and everything. And the law as universal laws that govern all the universe, it is also based on order, because without order, we will experience chaos. So to be able to get to the point to have GPMS on our hand, we are working online also on weekly meetings as we have today. And we thank you so much to everyone that participate on the meetings, because this is the way to spread GPMS, also by question and answer. And small videos and everybody can participate. And basically GPMS may become viral soon. And after that, the consents gathered, then GPMS is able to start. Yes, Rick.
Oh, hi, dear sister. I didn't catch your name, but
Hello.
pardon?
It's Wendy.
Yes, what is it again, please?
It's Wendy.
Wendy. All right, thank you. I'll just keep it short and sweet, if you will. What is occurring? Most of divine law is being activated organically as a result of taking one's forward, um, with taking the other thoughts off of their mind and participating in an immoral, corrupt system. So, what occurs by alleviating the stressful thoughts, if you will, and I believe you've heard the expression that fear blinds. Well, stress is fear, and it blinds one from morality. So, what occurs as you open up the option of freedom for humanity, then they began to recognize the morality of it, and they began to discern that this system is actually immoral because of all of the harm that it's doing. So they morally align with a higher morality of do no harm. A lot of this occurs, yes, on the individual level, but a collective level, which emerges them into a higher state of morality at not supporting and condoning harmful things. And this is known as, let's say, universal law, where humanity is transitioning into. So it's both. It's an organic thing. It's also a conscious thing, but it's three things too. With the heart, with your empathic abilities and your ability to sense things is being heightened within all divine souls on earth now. It's part of one of the primitive discernment features at feeling when something doesn't feel right. So it's your guidance mechanism. But what's increasing with many worldwide is that this current system is becoming more and more not in alignment with what they are. They're feeling the sickening sensations from it, and they're being repelled from it. So this is the organic part of it that is already in motion, that is occurring. And simply, anyone that is moral, if you will, they know not to harm another. And so simply, it's all brought together with all of those that know this, which is also the examples and the peers for humanity to choose, if you will, a better and at least a different way, if that answers it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Wendy, I believe that you have more questions.
Yeah, it just I would like to know how realistically the system would be implemented. How does it replace our current government and our banks and that type of thing?
Yeah, so GPMS has it is based on our intrinsic value as money. We will do not have a monetary system in the future because we will do not need that. But at the same time, for the beginning, for the transition time from the darkness system to a correct system, we will still need a financial system. Then the dollar of GPMS is based on intrinsic value. This means a very high power to buy, and it's about $20,000 US, $20,000 GPMS per month with no taxes. And this distribution of the money can be done worldwide in 24 hours when the consents gather. And so it is already, we have the artificial intelligence working for GPMS on this way. And also, what I would say, it's very easy because it's like a round table. So the people gather, then they may have a lot of questions on the beginning, that they may start to understand universal laws and GPMS, that it is nothing else than the implementation of universal laws. And from there, the law is very simple, is do no harm. So we have the law inside of us. This is how we normal function. So we just to recognize that. And all the freedom, it is based on do no harm, but they do not recognize to change the law with universal law. This is all about for the moment still, but this may come anytime. And the implementation and the government is going anyway. So part of the people that they are working for the government, they may come with GPMS anytime if they start to see the solution. And we have people working for the government that they are already on GPMS. So this is not about government and other people, but the government itself as rules and artificial law, this cannot move forward. So basically, the people will gather, will form administration or worldwide communities and everything. So this will start very easy when a mass of the people will come on the same direction as GPMS. This will be very easy to start because it will be also at the same time implementation of the artificial or of the artificial intelligence, the good one, and all the people that they will have some time to look into the new artificial intelligence and get the courses done and everything, can participate to create a new world and to work and everything. So this will come organic. This is not, we have also some direction. Rick can give us all the time some direction. But at the same time, I truly believe that the people may found also the direction inside of them. And I participated to some discussion through the leaders of the freedom movement, and they have a lot of initiative. So good intent and a lot of initiative. So this is sometimes enough because they are already trying to move the system. Or for example, in Canada, it's very important for the hemp industry, but this is worldwide, and also bamboo. We can make a lot of products from the hemp, like 1,000, from the housing to clothes and everything that is needed, and also using that on healthcare and everything. So this is already the initiative is there. The only problem it is the law that block the people. So the people are already coming forward with project, but they have no money to support the project, and they have no the support inside of the system. So there are a lot of people taking already initiative. I'm not. There is also a structure that will be not imposed on the people, but will be told to the people how the administration may be formed and also the worldwide community. But it's more or less basically on gathering the people because the table is round, so everybody can speak and have a voice, also including the children. Yes, Rick.
Thank you. Just to make it clear, to my knowledge, there is no one existing participating in governments that is part of GPMS. I believe what Sister Beatrice was saying is that which we do have is ones that had worked government jobs and have left and are part of GPMS.
No, they do not left the job. So they are working for the government, but they approve for GPMS to come on the board. So they agree with GPMS.
All right, so maybe there are some in there, but I believe the correct thing is, to my knowledge, there is no one from the government that is dictating or steering what occurs with GPMS.
No,
There's ones
they
that
just agree, consented for GPMS to come. It's like they are members of GPMS, not they do not
yeah,
play
yeah.
a role like very active because they do not want to be seen because they are still needed the paycheck from the government to pay the bills. So that's
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
reason, yeah. So.
Yeah. But very quickly, if I remember your question, what you had asked, just to answer that as short as possible. Uh, what occurs is that the governments cannot, these are the governments, they cannot compete nor contest nor compare with the benefits of GPMS. What this means is that the people are going to choose these benefits. And by the people putting their focus towards divine GPMS, governments just phase out of existence because they're no longer supported. And the people now worldwide have a choice for a new system of governance, which is actually the people themselves. And what you will find with Divine-gpms.world, because there is no longer a monetary incentive where everyone is paid the same, you have administrative ones with these skill sets that are able to come in as part of their contribution, work contribution to keep the logistics of the planet moving. They come in being paid the same as everyone else, but to contribute their few hours a week, be it 10 in the beginning, this is part of their volunteer job. But there is no incentive to gain, it's only incentive to work together with this. And what quickly occurs is that you have these, let's say, administrative committees that are just overlooking getting the logistics out for all of humanity and getting the funds and taking care of everyone. So you can look at these as mother administrating committees, ensuring that humanity is well taken care of, if you will. And because with governments today, as you're seeing, once you compare that structure, there is no comparison. And we've even had children on their own accord, as young as 7 years old, to my knowledge, perhaps younger, filling out their own consent and their alignment because they saw how logical and reasonable it was. But it's the world they want to live in, not this current world where they're enslaved and indoctrinated for, let's say, 18 years of their life, and in some cases longer, no more. That doesn't occur. All education in this free world of divine GPMS is what the child wishes to learn, what they identify with the coaching and guardianship of their parents to support. What do you wish to learn? There is no cost for the education. And because of that, it unlocked fully the creativity, ability, and innovation and the genius of the children. No longer are they contained and compartmentalized by a conditioning system that turns them into a monotonous robot to a slave to make money for the system and themselves. So it's an entirely different. So all education is free and it's up to the child and the parents what they wish to learn. And when you look at homeschooling, or there'll be ones like teachers that will like to teach whatever, but it'll be all free. So it's all of these things are factored in. But I don't wish to ramble on. I hope just on the back of what Sister Beatrice said, just to add this to keep it as simple without I rambling on, but I did that. Please forgive me.
No, it's very good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Rick. And also just to add, money is unlimited. The only problem is that the 1% right now is keeping like this unlimited opportunities only for themselves and let all others on debt and everything. In reality, the planet has a lot of resources. Then GPMS is coming with unlimited money too that will back all the project for humanity and the planet. So this will be a very easy way to start on.
This may seem like a silly question, but where do the funds come from?
Yes, so GPMS recognize the people rights and freedom as unlimited, exactly how as we are, and but just do no harm. So to respect the order of universal laws. This is very important. You cannot have unlimited on the way to experience evil. So this will be not working. It's all about do no harm system. And
So we are all there to help one another.
exactly. So basically, when all the freedom and rights are recognized, one of the right is the right to print money. Then we have the right to recognize any kind of money that we have today, or print our money, or doesn't matter if we recognize US dollar or something like, but we will have given to that banknote or something, we will give the power as intrinsic value, our intrinsic value, then the power to buy what to do with the money will be extremely high. So, and this will be experienced only for a short period of time. And all this economics and what it's called economics today, basically it's a sharing of worldwide resources by everyone and also preserve the resources and at the same time for the future generation. And but at the same time, the invention will be very brevets and everything the people will start to have time and money for. Then the participation of humanity will be very high at the time. But also we are full supported by what we call today as alliance. In reality, there are light beings from other planets that are helping humanity for years and years. And good new technology will come, and this will put the humanity in a way to have experience as working time only 10 hours per week. So this is touching a lot of benefits for humanity, and basically also to remove all the stress and to remove all the toxicity from the food, air, and everything. This cleanup will make us to live like in Bible before, like 700 or 800 years without the technology. But we have the technology for the third generation that the people on Earth will be living thousands of years with the help of the good AI but also those that they experience the light body through the ascension, that they have unlimited time on their body on earth. Yes, Rick.
Sorry, while Rick is sorry, go ahead.
No,
Go
thank
ahead,
you,
Rick.
brother. Yeah, yeah. You're looking handsome as always, brother
I do
Daniel.
have a follow-up on that.
Right. All right. I'll just make this short with Wendy. The way that money is made, it's made the same way it's done today. The major difference with this, when money is created today, it is directly assigned and attached to debt. And this is the encapsulating enslavement system. With GPMS, money is created just through fingertips on a computer. That's how it's created today. But the difference is that GPMS money is attached to always full, free flowing credit, which is the opposite. There are no debt instruments that keeps humanity in the loop, circling in a loop of enslavement. This is the enslavement loop that the capitalistic system creates. GPMS creates the breakthrough to unlimited intrinsic value. Now, also with the right of self-determination worldwide, it's how every individual adult would vote. If they did not have the right of self-determination, they would not have the right to choose and vote for a political party. What GPMS does is extends and exercises this intrinsic right of choice to choose how you wish to be governed. But more importantly, in this case, you're going to be governing yourself, everyone together as a worldwide community. But more importantly, with your right of self-determination also comes your right to where to assign value. Do you assign value to a current governmental debt system, or do you assign value to your unlimited potential and instant value? So it's with this which also lawfully substantiates your right of self-determination. So never before did you have this opportunity to exercise your right of self-determination to its full potential by choosing where you appropriate value. Do you appropriate it to the government's extrinsic value and let that determine your whole life? Or do you choose divine GPMS, exercise your right of self-determination, and then you choose your life with abundance and sharing with all of the others? So it's the reassignment, reappropriation of the concept of value that breaks the illusion that the capitalistic system head on wants to keep them enslaved and compressed. So I'll stop there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel, would
You're
you
welcome.
like to add something? I believe.
It's not asking, it's more replying directly to her question and confirming also for Rick that we're on the right path again. Somehow we have been involved with the benevolent, I would say, assistive, artificial and it's augmented intelligence, really more than it is artificial, to create a parallel financial system and parallel accounts and direct transfers between cryptocurrency and the SWIFT system and all type of currencies within our immediate circle here in this group, where this entire system has been created, including the printing of checks, including bank-to-bank transfers, including business-to-business transfers. It's been done already and ready to be released to humanity. And as Rick said, with the the assistance of the elders, I would say, and the ancients that we are working with. There's a readiness, I think, and there's some divine timing that needs to occur where it's not released prematurely and it's going to be released directly in line with what Rick's saying when there's adoption and the this viral acceptance of what the system is, right? So there's and it has been shown to us that there are five financial systems in existence. They're going to be releasing a sixth, and we're going to be the seventh financial system lawfully through the very same methods that they released the previous systems here on earth. So it's not, we're not doing anything against the law. Everything that we're being shown and guided as to how to do it within their very own system, the exact same way that they did it, and through the acceptance of the people by the people, it's going to be released to the people, right? So that I'm just wanted to make sure that this is understood, that it's a very real, tangible, physical thing in our reality that we're dealing with, that's it's going to be released. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
May I, importantly, let me say what you're speaking about, Daniel. Even like right now, within a matter of, let's say, a week, Divine GPMS could take the same route, but it would be in their system, which they dictate and control with the allowance. And this is why Divine GPMS does not do this. It could have done it a long time ago. As I said, we can be distributing money within a week, but we're not doing that because it's equal for all of humanity, and it cannot be this disparity. You enter back into the same encapsulation when you're asking a system, when you ask a system for permission to do this, to be recognized within the system actually controls all outcomes of that. GPMS takes ones out of the control of the system and hands everything to the people. Importantly, with your what I need to say, and let's take Canada, Wendy, you're from there, but also the US, any country worldwide. The moment that a country, that an existing nation registered you in their system by giving you a birth certificate, let's say, and a number, what they actually did is give you your bona fide shareholder status to everything contained in that nation, including all of the assets. And not only within that nation, because the nations typically engage in worldwide trade, it also made you a proportionate shareholder to any other trade revenues, or not revenues, trade assets. So what it did is that it opened up yours, even a little baby child, the equal shareholder status to all assets of any country. See, where they try to assign debt to every child, and let's take the US, for example, as a quick explanation. A child just born a few days ago in the US, boom, they're hit with a almost $17,000 medical bill because the child was born. Its parents must pay, but if you look at it, really, where the child was born, the child created the $17,000 bill. But not only that, in the US, when you look at debt per capita, if you will, it's over 100,000 US dollars. So when you look at this baby that was born a week ago, or even just a couple minutes ago, this baby is born into the world with a with the current system, with a current $17,000 hospital bill and $100,000 of debt. So the child is born with debt on its head of 120,000 in the US at least. Now this is ridiculous, but this is how world economics works, if you will, at its basics. What GPMS does is when any child is born, they are perfectly free as they should be. But getting back to this ownership, this is the lawful ownership as each one being a shareholder with GPMS. So what you're actually doing is taking your assets, you're taking ownership of your assets of the system, which is the worldwide infrastructure. You are a shareholder in all of that. It would not exist um, if you were not born into it, if you will. But where they took you and gave you a birth certificate, they actually did one of the greatest favors for everyone because it made you a bona fide shareholder at participating not only in the debt, but in all of the assets. But GPMS eliminates all debt. It doesn't exist. So it leaves you with a bona fide shareholder, lawful shareholder of all of the public infrastructure worldwide. Just to keep that simple. Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that you have more questions.
I think for now I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So we were able to answer via multiple answer. Yeah, to
Yeah,
provide.
I'm having a better understanding.
Yeah, so basically everything it is created by us, by the people, and to become a shareholder of everything that Earth is giving to us, like resources and everything. This is huge. It's just by recognize our freedom and rights. And this is coming from the implementation of Do No Harm Us law. So universal laws are not new on Earth, and we just have the right to implement universal laws since April 2021. So since at the time the referendum is open. Before that, even that was part of the ascension since 2012. It was only the ascension and speaking about a consent and worldwide referendum and a good system that will come. But the people did not experience yet at the time this gathering of consents. So right now we experience that. And this is open worldwide, day and night. This is another benefit because it is not like a period of time, for example, when they gather for the election or something like. So the consents may start from everywhere in the world, depending when the people in some area may gather. And because the GPMS basically has not advertising. So the true advertising for GPMS are the people themselves. So this is our working time to get GPMS viral. And from there, GPMS may start anytime. Yes, Eric. So I see your hand, it's up. Rick. Yes.
Oh, my hand's up on the other one. I'll add, there was something I was just thinking about, I was going to add here, which is important. Oh, yeah, it's about constitutions. Worldwide, with any country's constitution, it is really not worth the paper that it's written on. And during the course of the last 5 years, many that have been really looking at things and standing up, they come to realize this. So there is the illusion with a constitution that you are born with all of these rights. But what occurs is that any country's government they give you this paper, but then with their laws, what they do is they turn your rights into permissions, and they keep taking it away so that they control your rights. So it's important for all to know what is being done by, let's say, the legal systems worldwide, and how it's infringing and on everyone's rights and limiting them and coercing and forcing them into doing things they don't want. But what this shows is that there is not a constitution worldwide that can be enforced. We tested this in Austria, if you will. And what occurred by going to the Constitutional Court to get them to act in Austria? No, they could not, because they were dependent upon the judicial system, which is corrupt. So there could be no enforcement of constitutional rights. And not only in Austria, and Serbia is another great example, and in other countries where good people tried to do what is right by using their constitutional rights to get to do good things by getting in the governments, if you will. But what occurred, no, the legal system, if you will, would not allow it. So it took the rights away. But what this showed the people is that the Constitution really had no value, because it was actually controlled by the legal systems. This is why it was a falsity. It is a falsity in every country right today. If you will, with GPMS, the simple charter and constitution of GPMS, it's written right on the website. You have all of these intrinsic rights you were born with. It's there. And it's that simple. It's written on one page, because this is how simple morality and rights truly is. Also, with Austria, what is supposed to be a democratic country, it is not. It is a very criminal network. And I say this publicly, and I have been, for the simple reason we also take the fundamental tests of law and applied it to Austria. And the five most important tests, it failed every test because it's not law. It is the guise that it's law that they're perpetrating upon humanity to control them and keep them enslaved. And this is the truth of the matter. But here's the great news. It doesn't matter what they do with their legal systems or their justice systems, because so many now are awakened to know exactly what it is. And the amounts that are awakened worldwide at this very time greatly outnumber any of those working in those judicial systems. Also, when you look at worldwide at any given time, there is about 47,000 politicians that are in power worldwide, dictating everything that occurs. Look at what I just said, that small number. 47,000 is telling 8 billion what to do, that you must be in poverty, you must suffer, you must work 80 hours a week. So guess what's happening? Where the masses are awakening, this number is getting smaller and smaller. So it's inevitable that divine GPMS occurs to free all of humanity. And it's common logical sense. Again, when one looks at the majority rules worldwide. So what if the majority decides to have divine GPMS as its replacement system? What happens? 47,000 politicians are not going to stop them. 47,000 politicians with military and police forces, their military and police forces are not going to stop it either, because the military and police forces have families, and it's common sense and logic to see how GPMS is their full security, futuristic security. So these 47,000 politicians are not going to get any support. And what we have currently, as Sister Beatrice was referring to, we have, let's say, perhaps police officers, military that are in GPMS, but they don't publicly say it yet because they need to look out for their family temporarily. But this is all imploding worldwide. The militaries between 18 and 45, what you call the most fittest combat personnel on Earth, many of those have died and have very serious diseases, which is unprecedented as well. But importantly, what this is doing, it's waking up the military and the police as well. So this cannot continue the way it is, and nothing can stop, nor contest, nor oppose divine GPMS and the people doing what is right. If you went on the streets around the world and asked people this simple question, do you want a free and abundant world where you no longer need to work all of these hours, and that you need, in a world that you no longer need to worry about where your next dollar is coming, a world that you don't need to worry about educating your children or providing for them? Or do you want this existing world that you're having now with all of the hardships and struggling? So if you went on the street and took a poll around the world of this right today, you're going to see the majority are going to choose Divine-gpms.world. And truly, it is that simple, because Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide vote. But more importantly, we are ratifying a worldwide agreement, treaty. And when the majority ratify this through their consent, through their vote, nothing can stop it. And that's why it's imminent and inevitable, and everything has been set up for this time, that the people have got a very good worldview on how everything is and how disgusting and distasteful and punishing that it is. And at the same time, here is divine GPMS that is already here once these people have had enough of this and make the simple choice. And it only takes 2 to 3 minutes to add their consent, to add their vote to the growing numbers, which ratifies lawfully this new world of divine GPMS into existence where everyone is happy. So if you're to go on the street worldwide and just ask anyone, do you wish to win more than a lifetime lottery? Their answer is always going to be yes. So we already have the majority. We just need to gather them and get this choice out to them and keep it simple. What do you vote for? A new free world, never to worry again? Or do you vote for this current world? You have the right to vote. It's within your self-determination. If you didn't have that, governments would not even exist. So why not taking your vote away from voting in government after government that just keeps creating the same looping thing? And why not vote for yourself with divine GPMS, your freedom, your salvation, everything that you are worthy of, your full value, your full respect, your full love and harmony, and sharing everything in abundance with everyone else. This entire world is full of abundance. There is no lack. It is only that illusion that the governments put upon ones to control and restrict. With GPMS, once this unlimited money is released worldwide, not only does it go to the individuals, it goes to every essential goods and services worldwide, more so the goods. But what this also means instantly, worldwide, everyone gets free materials to make greenhouses, whatever they wish to do to begin growing their own food. All technology to assist in farming and growing food all becomes free. An existing farmer no longer needs to buy $120,000 combine harvester or tractor. I guess it's more than that. These things are delivered free of cost because humanity as a whole owns everything. And also the technology and manufacturing, because humanity owns everything, is ramped up. And this is why the amount of hours that ones need to work also gets lower and lower as we progress forward. All of the infrastructure needed for divine GPMS is already here. The people just need to choose the alignment with it, and it's already done. This earth can grow right at this time 10 times and many times more the amount of food needed to provide everyone on earth. The only thing that was stopping that was the capitalistic system and the control on money. So with divine GPMS, we give full money and access to resources everywhere that Earth can actually grow perhaps 100 times the amount of food in 1 year to feed 8 billion people, if you will. Because you do this and you do it instantly, there is no lack. It is only the illusion that the control governments put on people that you must have lack. That is the stupidity and the illusion that they perpetrate upon humanity. And it's not right. It is immoral. It is morally wrong to make so many suffer and to create at any given time almost 1 billion going to bed hungry every night in a world of plenty. That is insanity, what is done by the present worldwide governments and leaders. It is sick, it's psychopathic, even in a world of plenty and much more. And it's certainly not acceptable. We have worldwide about 20,000 children dying every day because of hunger and hunger related diseases, which can be eliminated instantly. We have about 35,000 by dying each day because of the same things that the governments put on people and restrict them. That is insanity. It is savage. It is ridiculous that anyone worldwide supports a system that inflicts all of this harm. It is nonsensical and it is preposterous. But I'll stop there. I'm preaching and rambling on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if someone has something to add for today, we are already on 2.5 hours meeting. It is long. In general, we need to keep 1.5 hours only, but we never respect the time. So it just do not be longer than 3 hours in general.
Oh, this was If I may divinely interrupt, this was a great meeting and I loved those questions. Excellent. Wendy, thank you so
Thank you so
much. And
much. Yes.
Brother
Thank you.
Jonathan, and we got all of our benefits out, well, not all of them, there are too many to count, but the important ones in the first of the meeting, and then these beautiful questions, and so we could elaborate more.
Yes.
So this whole meeting is a very beneficial um, educational meeting and introduction to GPMS. And beautifully, that's what we named it, GPMS benefits. So the entire meeting itself is also a benefit. So very beautiful. And with that, I thank everyone for joining. And is there any, as Sister Beatrice asked, is there any final questions, or do I stop our broadcasting on Facebook?
Yeah, I believe we are to the end of the meeting today. So thank you
All
so
right,
much for everyone that participated. Yes, and see you soon as the next weekend.
yeah, and love, light, and gratitude, everyone. And I need to go to Facebook to stop the live. Have a look.